my channel. Happy Monday. I'm not gonna lie, things are a little everywhere. We just got home from camp. We had our dinner and now I am here to film and I'm a little discombobulated. So today we are going to be kitting up my first diamond painting for July, which will be Colorful Sailboats by Peggy Collins. This is from Diamonddartclub. It is a fairly new release and it has 87 colors. So I have a couple of, I actually have 3 sets of trays pulled out. We'll only need 2, but one of them has like extra sizes. So we're gonna be working with Elizabeth Ward today, which reminds me, where is my, I thought I was prepared and now I don't know where my little opener tool is. Let's see, can I find it? Yes, I found it somewhat quickly. Here it is, this little guy. I have some things to show you. I actually have a list of things that popped up in my head that I wanted to talk about, and I have drills everywhere. I have a dryer sheet, I have scissors, I think I have everything I need. So we are going to be kitting up this very large diamond painting. I have a few things to catch you guys up on, and then I will be doing the mid-year diamond painting tag. I saw it on Katie's channel from Diamonds Washi. I'm hoping that she put the questions in the description box, because if not, I'll have to pause and go write them down. I have prepared absolutely zero for this video. We were away for a long weekend and it's been a whole thing. So the first thing I'm going to do is get my drills sorted. I also want to pull up my list for you guys, and we will go from there. So these are at the end now. So I know that I shouldn't say I know, because I don't know. I'm fairly confident that we will not be able to fit all of these colors in one tray, even though there are a lot of really small bags. Obviously I'm gonna try, but I don't have high hopes, so we'll see what happens. But I automatically pulled a ton of really small bags, which gives me hope, but so when I kit up, I do like to cut all of my bags and sort them into groups of hundreds. So the 300s will go together, the 400s, the 500s, and so on. Just makes it easier. I know some people, everybody seems to have a little bit of a different way to kit up. This is just what I prefer. It works well for me. It's a system that at this point I have done well over 100 times and it works for me. So 333. So just as like a quick wrap up for the week, it is officially summer in school terms. School summer break is a go, which is wonderful. I have a lot of summer projects to do, but we shall see how it goes. I'm sure everything will be fine. 38. Oh, okay. The students' last day of school was Wednesday, and then staff were done on Friday. So when I go into work tomorrow, when you guys are seeing this, it will be today. We have a week before like summer school programs start, so that'll give us some time to get some projects done. And then it's also a short week for us because it will be 4th of July. If you are in the States, we do get next Friday off. So we'll be headed to camp. Hopefully we have nice weather. We did end up having nice weather. it wasn't like super nice, but it was nice enough. Nicer than it has been. So we had a nice weekend at camp. We went on a boat ride. I'll pop up a couple pictures for you guys here. It was overcast, so it wasn't like a super clear day, but it was still nice, and it's starting to feel like summer. It's been kind of crazy. I know a lot of you guys have also been experiencing the heat, where it went from like not being summer to crazy hot, and then this weekend it felt like it wasn't summer again, like it was pretty cool. So I don't mind. I don't like summer, so I don't mind the cooler days. But Steven is ready for it to be summer. So we were up there. We actually decided to leave Luna up there. So Steven's parents, they're both retired, and they have their camp, and then they have a house down here by us. But they decided to stay up at camp for the week. And Luna doesn't love being in the car. We have to medicate her. So his parents were like, well, we're not going anywhere. We're just going to be here for the week. Do you want to leave her? So we decided to leave her there, which Steven had a little bit of a hard time with. He just loves animals so much. But we are going up. I don't know if we're going up Wednesday night or Thursday night, so we both get Friday off, but it's supposed to be such a beautiful weekend that we're kind of debating taking Thursday off as well. So we'll either be up there Wednesday night or Thursday night. So she'll only be up there for a few days without us, and she loves Steven's parents. So this is our cat, if you're new here. I know I'm talking in terms of like she's a human child. No, she's a cat. But she is our cat child at this moment in time. So since we didn't have to put her in the car, that gave us some time to run a couple of errands on our way home from camp. I had put in a couple of Target pickup orders. I put one in Saturday. They had a really good sale on laundry stuff. So I use laundry detergent. I like the scent beads, and then I use like the laundry sanitizer. And it was, I think if you spent like $50, you got $15 off or something, which I know sounds like a lot, but I got the jumbo size of everything, so I won't need to buy laundry stuff for like 3-ish months, maybe more. So usually when they run that sale, I do like to pick up the biggest size. So we did that, and I needed shampoo and conditioner, so I put an order in on Saturday, and then this morning when I woke up, obviously it's Sunday, they started their new deals. So they had their cans of soda on sale, and I got something else. I can't remember. Anyway, good deals at Target. So I put in a couple pickup orders, so we were able to stop and pick those up. And then we decided to pick up dinner. We actually got Subway for dinner, which was delicious. I just ate before I started filming, so hopefully that goes okay for me. And then here we are. I'm filming. Steven is playing video games with his friend, and we're just gonna chill for the rest of the night. Because unfortunately we are back to work tomorrow, but that's okay. I just realized that I have 2 piles going for the 38s. I think I got confused by... Okay. Lots of 800s and lots of 38 colors. 608, 38, 310, 666. Over here, here's another 38. Jeez. All right, 37. 919. Let me just get these sorted, and then I will pull up the tag questions. Oh, I have a couple of other things that I wanted to show you guys. So I finished Otter Friends on, I want to say Tuesday or Wednesday of last week. So I did not have a diamond painting to take up with me to camp. So I ended up, what's going on here? I am like, okay, you go there, you go there. So I did not have a diamond painting to take up to camp. So I ended up taking my calendar and my mini dazzle. I do have some birthdays that I need to catch up on, so we're gonna do that before I forget. And then I will also show you the mini dazzle. 900. Okay, so let me get these in some type of order. So 200. I also finished The Nanny. This weekend, I was doing a rewatch of The Nanny, which is one of my favorite shows. Honestly, I could just start watching it again, like right away. I don't think I'm going to. I think I'm going to do a Golden Girls rewatch, I think is my next one to tackle. But I love The Nanny. It's so good. I'm so sad that that show ended the way that it did. They knew it was ending, so they actually gave us an ending, which is nice. But I wish that we could have followed them to, you know, I don't want to spoil it in case you haven't watched it, but I wish we could have followed them to their next journey. I just loved that show so much. I love Fran Drescher. I think she's amazing. Okay. So we are organized there. So really quickly, let's do birthday shout outs because I am behind. And then I will show you guys the July page. So for June, on Thursday, June 26th, it was Tracy Barrasa's birthday. I hope I'm saying the last name correct. Happy birthday, Tracy. I hope that you had a wonderful day. And then it was also on Friday the 27th, Crazy Mom, I don't know if it's Momla or Crazy Momla Claire. I hope that's right. I apologize if it's not. I hope that you both had wonderful birthdays. If you see either of them or both of them in the comments, please wish them a happy belated birthday. I do apologize for being behind. I was pre-filming for Friday because I was out of town, and a lot of times when I pre-film, I just completely forget to do birthdays. So I hope that you both had wonderful days. That's it for the month of June. So I did end up finishing the July calendar while we were at camp this weekend. I think it turned out really cute. I do wish that it was a bit of a more patriotic image, but I do understand that not everybody lives in the United States and not everybody wants an Americana image. So this one's really cute. I think the coconut drink is adorable. I like the colors. Took me maybe 30 minutes to do this one. So if you have a July birthday, please let me know in the comments down below so I can add you to the calendar. When I ask this late in the month, I do tend to get backed up with the first week. So if your birthday is in the first week of July, I will do my best to get to you in a timely manner. If not, I will catch up once we get back from our long weekend away. But can you guys believe we're in July? Absolutely wild. So I did finish that. And then I also finished my I finished my June mini dazzle, and it was this one, the little camping set. This one's really cute. This also probably took me about 30 minutes. I think it turned out really cute. I don't know. I'm very much looking forward to July. I think this one's still my favorite so far, but July's with the lighthouse, I think we all know that that is going to end up being a favorite. So those are the things that I worked on this weekend. Don't forget to leave your July birthday in the comments if you have one. And I think I can now switch over to the diamond painting tag. Let me just pull it up really quickly. I am going to do an official bucket list check-in, like mid-year bucket list check-in. I think that'll be next week. So hopefully none of these kind of crisscross too much, but we'll see. Okay, it looks like Katie did leave the questions in the description box. Now, when I saw her title, I think it said mid-year freakout tag, I was immediately reminded of the booktube version of a mid-year freakout tag, which it actually looks like Katie said that it is based on a booktuber's bookish mid-year freakout tag, so that does make sense to me. So it looks like Katie just kind of made these questions, tweaked them maybe just a little bit to get them to fit the diamond painting world. So we will talk about all of these questions, and hopefully they are things that I can answer. So let me get just set up here a little bit better. Apologies for this video being a little bit cuckoo. I do not love coming home from camp this late in the day, but it was a really nice day, and Steven and his dad ended up going out on the kayaks, so they were gone for quite a while. And once we decided that we were going to leave Luna up there, we decided to stay a little bit longer and hang out with her. So everything works out. I cleaned the house before we left, so really all I need to do is film this video and take a shower, and I'm ready to go for next week. So not too bad. Let's cut up a few strips of dryer sheets, because I'm sure we will need them. You know what? I'm just going to cut up the whole sheet. Hopefully I don't need more than that. In other news, I know that not very many of you are NASCAR fans, but my favorite driver won this weekend. The race was actually on Saturday instead of Sunday, which is another reason that we stayed at camp a little bit longer. And my favorite driver won, and he is now locked in for the playoffs. So that is very exciting if you are a NASCAR fan. If you're not, that's okay. All right, let's do this. So let me cut my first strip here. I do not like to keep the number on my containers, so I always trim that off. Since there are so many rows of colors, I'm not going to cut them all off at the same time. I just don't want to lose track of anything. So I'm going to just pull from the actual page. We need containers. So I'm going to work with this one. And then I do have some extra trays over here with different size containers. So looks like I have washi tape and drills in here from whatever kit was in here long ago. Okay, that should do it for us for a little bit. We'll see where that puts us. So, favorite kit completed so far in 2025. See, this is why I absolutely should have prepared for this. My favorite kit so far this year, it's probably between, not probably, it's between, I think it's between Rollo the Ragdoll Cat and maybe Otter Friends. Let me, where is my favorite kits of the year so far? Did I not? Interesting. I think I'm gonna have to go with, I will put pictures up for you guys. I think it's either going to have to be Rollo the Ragdoll Cat or Otter Friends. I really loved working on Otter Friends. I don't necessarily think the rendering was perfect. I think in some of the skin tone rendering there was definitely some room for improvement, but I think the finish was adorable and I loved the color palette for that one. So I do feel like that is probably a favorite of the year so far. I'm so bad at these particular tags where you have to like pick one of something. I'm always like, but can I pick 2 or 3 instead? Because I don't know. All right, 301. Let me pull up my Instagram quickly so that I can take a quick look at my finishes so far. Yeah, I think it's Rollo the Ragdoll Cat or Otter Friends. I feel like I haven't been able to sit on Otter Friends as long because I just finished it. Rollo the Ragdoll Cat just pops into my head immediately as a finish that I really loved. I think it just turned out absolutely amazing. And you guys know I love Peggy Collins. We're currently kitting up a Peggy Collins diamond painting. So definitely between those two, I am leaning a little bit more towards Rollo the Ragdoll Cat, shockingly, but it's a beautiful finish. 304. Next up is favorite new release, kit or accessories so far in 2025. Okay, so oh gosh. I remember being really excited when this kit released. I kind of broke my low-buy to pick this one up, but I had points, so I didn't pay full price for it. But when Otter Friends was released, I distinctly remember the sound that I let out. I was in the kitchen and I was like, oh my God. And Steven was like, what's wrong? And I was like, look at how cute this diamond painting is. So I think I will amend my answer to the first question. Favorite kit completed so far in 2025 would be Rollo the Ragdoll Cat. And then favorite new release, I would have to say Otter Friends, because I just immediately fell in love with that diamond painting. I thought it was just the cutest thing that Diamond Art Club has released in a bit. I feel like I should get a tray. Let me grab a Diamond Art Club tray. See if this helps us at all. Question number 3. Oh boy. You know, I'm reevaluating my decision to kit up a diamond painting this late in the day, because I feel a little bit frazzled. So hopefully this video doesn't stink. Okay, next question. Biggest disappointment. Ooh, the first kit that comes to mind as my biggest disappointment is Queen of the Snow Fairies by Erica the Goober. I'll put a picture up for you guys here. This is a kit that I wanted so badly, and I missed restock after restock after restock, and I finally was able to pick it up right before Black Friday. Of course, I knew that was going to happen. And oh boy, I need a bigger container. I was finally able to pick it up right before Black Friday, and I was so excited. And then I opened it, and it was one of the kits that came with the pink lines. If you guys remember that whole thing, Diamond Art Club, you know, once it was brought to their attention, they were able to adjust at their manufacturing plant or whatever, and they fixed the problem. They thought that they had, you know, gone through all of those items, and then it just ended up being, I just got a straggler. There was one left over in the plant, and I unfortunately was the one that picked it up. I decided to keep it as it was because I make YouTube videos and I wanted to be able to, you know, show people, hey, if you get a kit like this, you can still work with it. And that wasn't my problem. The kit came out fine in that respect. I was just disappointed in the colors and in some areas the rendering. It just wasn't as amazing as I had worked it up in my head. I thought it was going to be this just phenomenal diamond painting, and it was pretty. Like, please don't get me wrong. I'm still glad I worked on it. The post review for that video isn't like awful. I didn't have only bad things to say. I just feel like I had kind of talked it up so much in my head that even if it was the best diamond painting, I was still going to be disappointed in it. So I'm trying not to put diamond paintings on like a pedestal because it's just kind of wild because it's a diamond painting at the end of the day. But I would definitely consider that to be my biggest disappointment for the year. Sorry, I had to focus while I poured from container to container. Okay, there we go. That's better. And then the next question is your biggest surprise. I think I'm going to check my Instagram again really quickly. Oh, that one was a disappointment too. Another disappointment was Snow Queen by Sarah Mustafa. I'll put a picture of that one up here as well. I didn't love that one as much as I thought I was going to. I think my biggest surprise, I think it's got to be Keeper of Constellations. I knew that I was going to like that diamond painting, but it's a very dark kit, and I just wasn't quite sure how it was going to turn out, what the colors were going to look like. It was, of course, rendered in a really dark, as a dark image, because it was. I think that that one turned out so good. And I added in these special, like 3D space type drills from DP with Sparklers. And they looked so cool on the painting. I was really, really happy with that finish. And I do recommend that kit to people if you're looking for something darker, kind of something like spacey a little bit. It was really, really fun, and I think that's my biggest surprise so far this year. Yeah, I don't know. I never seek out kits that I'm not going to like, so I feel like when I love a kit more than I was expecting, I feel like it kind of sticks out in my brain a little bit. Let's be honest, it was a big cat. Like, we all know I love working on big cat diamond paintings, just cat diamond paintings in general. So I knew I was going to like it, but I think the finish just turned out so cool, and I liked it even more than I was anticipating. Next question is, favorite new to you shop for kits or accessories? I just broke my nail. Oh, by the way, the burns on my fingers have healed up quite well. You can see this one, they both popped on their own. If you guys can see that, they're much better than they were. They actually healed over fairly quickly. I was pleasantly surprised. I was worried that I wasn't going to be able to diamond paint for a while, but things ended up working out. Okay, favorite new to you shop for kits or accessories. I have not purchased any, I don't think I've bought any diamond painting accessories yet this year, which I know is crazy, but I have such a huge collection of diamond painting accessories for a while, I would say maybe 2023, I wasn't really buying as many diamond paintings. I was buying more accessories. So I have a huge, I'm very fortunate. I know how lucky I am. I have a huge collection of pens and trays, cover minders, wax and putty. So I have not tried any new accessory shops, and I feel like it's kind of hard because you obviously want to always support the community. It's amazing to see these new shops pop up and some of my favorite shops that have become so successful. It's great to see people in the community succeeding. But for me, I have so much, and I'm an overconsumer in all aspects of my life, like diamond painting, crafting, makeup and body care. Like, I like things. I think you guys have probably figured that out with my monthly hauls. It's something that I'm working through from my childhood. You know, we always had what we needed, but we didn't always have the extra things. And as I've gotten older, I like to buy the extra things. So it's something that I'm working on for sure. And unfortunately, that meant that I had to work on it in terms of diamond painting as well. So I have not picked up any new diamond painting accessories this year. And the only new diamond painting company I think that I have tried was Diamond Artisan, which I worked on the reader from them in April, I want to say, and I did really enjoy it. I do have a post review and an unboxing and a kitten chat. I think I have everything up for that video. I did enjoy it. There were a couple of things that I felt rendering wise could have been done a little bit differently, but overall I really enjoyed the process, and they are on my list to pick up kits from in the future. I know that they had temporarily, I don't want to say they closed down because they didn't, but they like went on hiatus with all the tariff stuff. I believe that they're back up and running, and I would love to pick up something from them in the future. I just, at the moment, I haven't had a chance to. So I guess I would say Diamond Artisan. I've also tried some kits from Michaels this year, which was a pleasant surprise. I've completed 2 from them at this point, and I have enjoyed both. So can't complain there. They're a little bit more budget friendly than some of the other companies out there. And I definitely would like to open myself up a little bit more in the second half of the year to trying some other companies. And there are a couple of small shops accessory wise that you guys have recommended to me. I still very much would like to try the trays from Yellow Dog Designs. You all recommend those to me all the time, so they are definitely at the top of my list. And when I'm ready to make another tray purchase, they are right at the top of the list. They will be the first shop that I order from. So we'll see. Hopefully I can improve on that at the end of the year. If we decide to revisit these questions in December, hopefully I will have a better answer for you guys. New or current favorite artist? I think everybody knows where I'm going with this one. I love Peggy Collins. I want to say I worked on one kit from her last year, which would have been Gem Under the Sakura. And, oops, don't take that off. And I loved that image. It was such a cool kit. I think it did end up in my favorite kits of the year, if I'm remembering correctly. But I have worked on, I think I've worked on 2 kits from Peggy Collins this year. I think this will be the 3rd. I have plans to work on at least 1 more, if not 2 more kits from her later this year. It's just Her artwork is amazing. I love it so much. Another artist that I really fell in love with this year is Erica the Goober. I have finished a kit from her this year, 2 kits from her this year. Queen of the Snow Fairies and Otter Friends were both by Erica the Goober. And then I believe I planned, if you watched my Plan My Kits With Me video, I believe I put Rainy Day Mermaid on my list for September. So I don't know why I was sleeping on Erica the Goober's kits. I think they're adorable. I definitely knew of them. But for whatever reason, right at the end of last year, I was like, why have I not picked up anything from this artist? They're amazing, and here we are. They are the artist. If you watched last week's wipnchat, I talked about a kit being discontinued, and it was in my cart, and then it was discontinued. It was a kit by Erica the Goober, so very much enjoy her artwork. I would say those are my top 2 favorite artists at the moment. I always love Rita Konya, aka Aria Illustrations. That is always an artist at the top of my list. I always keep an eye on the kits that come out from them. Same goes for Margaret Morales. However, I have not been able to pick up one of their new releases just yet. They sell out so quickly on release weekend, so I guess I gave you a few more than the question asked for, but I would have to say, like, my first reaction to that question is Peggy Collins. I just so happy with everything I've completed from her, everything I have in my stash. Just some really, really beautiful diamond paintings. Okay. Oh wait, this was supposed to go here. We're using all of our space, Laura. All right, we're in the 600s. So 601, 608. All right, I think I can go one more small. And then I think I have to go to a couple of larger ones here. Oh, I'm so full from dinner. If you guys hear me like deep breathing in the background, it's because I'm so full. I couldn't even finish my sub. I gave the rest of it to Steven. Okay, 601. And then we can trim our next row of labels. Perfect. And I need to grab some of these larger containers here, this size. Okay, that should do it for now. 606, no, 608. Look at how bright. This is like a neon orange. $608. All right, next question. New or current favorite genre or theme? Ew. Well, oh, okay. I guess I'll answer both ways of the question. My current favorite genre. Oh, I love to diamond paint animals, particularly cats. I know that's not a surprise to anybody. I've also really been enjoying diamond painting people, like portrait style landscape, not landscapes. Oh my God, my brain is going faster. People, images. I finished in, what did I diamond paint in May? I did Hades and Persephone, and I did the Herbalist Helper. So 2 portrait style images, which I did very much enjoy. And then in the summer, I tend to lean towards landscape type images. I don't know that I would consider this kit to be a landscape, but it's water, it's summer, it's the beach, it's the ocean, you know, those type of kits are definitely what I gravitate towards in the summer. And as far as a new genre or theme, I really don't think I've tried a new kit in a while. At some point, was it last year that I completed a, what is that artist's name? I completed like a dark diamond painting, and that's definitely not my style. I much prefer like cutesy little cats or realistic animal type of things. So yeah, I don't know that I've tried a new genre in a while. If you like similar diamond paintings to me, what is a style or maybe an artist that I have not tried that you think I should? I feel like that could be a fun type of video. Like you guys recommend a kit to me or an artist to me, and I pick up something and I try it. So if you guys have any ideas, let me know in the comments. I'm definitely open to trying that. Like I mentioned, I don't love the super dark. Like I can appreciate the artwork of like Christopher Lovell and Enis Guerrero. That's the artist I was thinking of before. I completed an Enis Guerrero, I want to say 2 Januaries ago for the Alice in a Winter Wonderland, and it just wasn't my cup of tea. I don't love that super dark artwork, but I don't know. Am I missing something? You guys let me know in the comments. And if you think we should do like a, I don't know, like a subscriber choose my kit that I buy or something video, let me know, and we can definitely make that happen at some point. Okay, next question is a kit, it says kit or diamond painting experience that made you happy. Working on Otter Friends made me very, very happy. I have said a couple of times now that when I saw that diamond painting previewed, I was immediately like, oh my gosh, this is my kit. I need it. I ended up placing 2 separate orders during the anniversary sale so that I could make sure I got that diamond painting. I refused to miss out on that one. I needed to have it, and you know, I think it shows how much I loved it by the fact that I have already finished it. The anniversary sale was, I think maybe it was like the last weekend of May, and I've already completed that diamond painting because it was just adorable. A kit or diamond painting experience that made you cry. Ooh. From this year, nothing. Nothing has made me cry. I don't feel like I've worked on anything. Oh, I need a different size. I don't think I've worked on anything like super emotional in 2025. I have in the past. I've worked on some very personal, emotional kits, but nothing this year. So I don't feel like I can answer that question. We're almost done, so I do think I'm going to end up doing a mid-year check-in just with you guys here. I was going to make it 2 separate videos, but I think I'm just going to add it all into one because I have one more question and I'm not even close to being finished diamond paintings or kitting this one up. So the final question, number 10, is your most anticipated kit for the second half of 2025. Ooh, I know I have some kits coming up that I am so excited for. I'm very excited for this one, but I feel like I can't consider it like a most anticipated because I'm going to be working on it right now. So let me take a look really quickly at my list because I know I'm very excited about what we planned. So oh, Lavender Witch in Summer. I'm so excited about that one. It is this. I have the card right here. It is beautiful. I'm not trying to rush summer away in any way, but I am very excited for that diamond painting. I love the colors. I love that it's kind of like a farewell to summer type of kit, and I'm very much looking forward to working on that one. I also do have Rainy Day Mermaid scheduled for September, which is actually a kit from my rainy day stash. So I'll be sad to part with that one, but I'm really excited to complete it. So I would say those are my two most anticipated kits as of right now. I haven't even thought about what I'll be working on in like November and December. But I'm excited nonetheless. All right, what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna take just a quick little break. I'm going to switch my iPad over to my 2025 bucket list so we can go through all of those questions. Also, I'm kind of losing my voice, so I'm gonna go grab a drink, I'm gonna check in with Steven, and I'll be right back. All right, everybody, we're back. So, it is actually a bonus option on the tag to talk about your like goals and do your check-in. So I call my goals for the year my diamond painting bucket list. I've done this for, gosh, 4 years at this point. And if you want to see me complete, or, you know, not complete, come up with my goals and explain them to you in more detail, I do have a video from December where I talk to you about it in depth. So we're going to go through my goals and we're going to see where we're at. I honestly have not checked my bucket list since I filmed that video that I just mentioned. So I actually don't know where I'm at in terms of diamond painting goals. So we'll see. Hopefully I'm doing okay. So first category is new companies to try. I have not tried either of these companies, so I listed MuniMade and Enabler's Outpost. Now, I will not lie to you guys. I have had kits in my cart from both of these companies at some point this year. Something, one way or the other, just ended up me not making an order, not making a purchase. Not because of the companies, just something else financially came up, or I decided it wasn't the right time. I've mentioned in a couple of videos that I'm trying to completely pay down my debt. I've paid off a number of credit cards this year, so I'm doing very well. And in the past, that is something I would have just put on a credit card. So I'm trying really hard not to do that. And that has just kind of resulted in me not placing orders. Now, I have done Wishlist Wednesdays on both of these shops, so there are really adorable kits that I do have my eye on from both of them. It just hasn't been the right time. I hope at some point in 2025 it is the right time. They are two shops that I hear really great things about. Good luck with their kits from a lot of you guys have told me that. And at some point, I hope I can try kits from them. It just, like I said, it just hasn't been the right time yet. And I have an open mind. I'm hoping that we can make it happen, but we'll see. As we get through the year, we'll see if we can, even if I can just try from one of them. I would like to try from both of those shops, but even if I can just pick up from one, we'll see. I'm open to it. Hoping it can happen. I'm just filling up some empty trays here so I don't have to keep moving back and forth. All right. So new companies to try, Muni Made and Enablers Outpost, have not tried either. Second category is focus on my stash. The first little, what's the word I'm looking for? The first little, I don't know. My first little thought was make sure I'm working on kits from my stash versus just new releases. I have kits in my stash from 2020. Now, I feel like I've done okay with that. I do think that I've worked on more new releases than older kits. I've been very lucky in 2025 to be working with diamonddartclub on sneak peeks. That is still something that absolutely blows my mind. And I'm never like required to work on new kits, but it is fun to be able to work on them and bring you the finished result sooner rather than later. But I've also received just some absolutely incredible images from them that I have wanted to work on right away. And I mean, I can think of at least 3 new kits that I worked on almost right away, and I'm not sorry about it. I feel like I do need to still focus on my stash, and I think that the kits that I've planned for the next few months are a little bit better in that they are a little bit more focused on my stash versus new releases. But if something comes out that I love, that I really want to work on, I'm still going to work on that new one. You know, the focusing on my stash is kind of more of a overall, make sure you're at least working on something older. But it can be very tempting when you know that you're like one of the first people to have a kit. It's very tempting to be like, I'm going to be the first person to finish this diamond painting. So I would say I'm doing okay on that little category. The second little thought was to focus on my 25 kits for 2025, which actually I have completed 1, 2, 3, 4. Have I only done 4? I thought I did more than that. I've only completed 4 kits from 25 kits for 2025. So I'm not doing great on that. We'll see where I end up at the end of the year. I will say, looking at my list, I do see 1, 2, 3. I do see 4 kits that I have very high hopes to work on. So like just in the next 3 months, I think Summer Nights and Pastel Seascape are on my July and August list. And then Red Covered Bridge from Chuck Pinson is on my September list. And even though we haven't planned for October, I know that I want to work on Absinthe by Curtis Reykjavik. So that's 4 for my 25 kits for 2025 that I have very high hopes of actually completing. But we'll see. I have definitely passed on a couple of the kits that I had on there. I had scheduled them and then I just ended up not working on them. So I've kind of dropped the ball on that one, but maybe I'll try to redeem myself a little bit in the second half of the year. I apologize for my voice. I don't know why I am losing it all of a sudden. So sorry for that. Okay. Ooh, the next one I have not done well on at all, and that is to focus on other companies. So my little blurb was, I do a lot of Diamond Art Club kits, which is the majority of my stash, but I want to make sure I'm sharing other companies as well, hoping to try and add at least 1 kit a month from other shops. Now, I have not done great. Let me just pull up my kits that I've worked on. So, you know, I actually haven't done terribly. I started out the year in a huge diamond painting slump, and I like wasn't diamond painting at all. In January, I only finished one diamond painting, and it was a diamond art club. In February, I did 2 diamond art clubs. In March, I did 2 diamond art clubs. I decided in April I needed to take a break from diamond art club, and I did a diamond artisan and a Michaels. And then I went right back to 2 diamond art clubs. In June, I did 1 for Michael. So really, I've only completed 3 non-Diamond Art Club kits this year. And while Diamond Art Club is the majority of my stash, it just is. If you watched my diamond painting stash videos in December, I own, I think, over 200 kits from Diamond Art Club. And that is before I started working with them in the sneak peek capacity. I have been a very long-standing customer with Diamond Art Club. I started purchasing from them in 2020, like a lot of us, I'm sure, and I never looked back. So it is hard when your stash is overwhelmingly one company to bring the variety, but it is something that I still hope to do in 2025. It's something that I need to prioritize clearly. And I'm aware of it. I always say to you guys, like, oh, it's another Diamond Art Club, I'm so sorry, or whatever. But what it comes down to also is that I just do enjoy working on Diamond Art Club images. So that's not me trying to like blow smoke up your butts just because I have an affiliate code with them, or you know, I get kits from them. That's just me genuinely saying, hey, I enjoy Diamond Art Club. And if you were to look back on my channel before they even knew who I was, a lot of my videos were Diamond Art Club. So definitely something that I am aware of and that I'm trying to be better about. And hopefully I can be a bit better in the second half of the year. I am very consciously trying to make sure that I'm squeezing in one non-Diamond Art Club kit a month. It is something that, if you watched my Plan My Kits With Me video this month, it is something that I said, like, okay, let's find a non-Diamond Art Club kit to work on. So not doing so well on that either, but hopefully I can redeem myself in the second half of the year. Okay. This bag is full of confetti. So before I do the next thing here, I'm going to try and get rid of some of this confetti. Not confetti, oh my gosh, static. Let's get rid of some static. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of confetti in this diamond painting, but we'll see. I can't remember when I unboxed this one what my first impression was with the drill field. I think I've planned 3 kits for this month, so we'll see. All right, there we go. Next part of my bucket list is work on the kits that I want to work on. And my little blurb for that one was continue working on projects I want to do. I do love community events and want to make sure I'm still joining some, but sometimes I join them even though I don't really want to work on the kits. I feel like I have done a pretty good job of that this year. I think I've only participated in 2 events. One of them was there a Chris a Bug event? I feel like there was a Chris a Bug event that I participated in. I know I participated in DP for pets. I participated in that one. I usually do each year. And that's it. I have not participated in very many events. I do think that there's been a little bit of a pullback in events. I feel like the last couple of years, there were just so many. And in my Plan My Kits With Me videos so far this year, I do feel like things have been scaled back a little bit, which is a little refreshing. I feel like there used to be like 10 events happening at once, and it was just really overwhelming. And of course, you always want to support the community and your friends in the community, and I struggled with that a lot, and that was something that I really wanted to focus on. It started last year. It was actually on my bucket list last year, and I did carry it over to 2025. And I feel like I've done a pretty good job. That being said, there are some events in the second half of the year that I am looking forward to. I think Drills and Chills is a go for September and October this year. And I always do like to participate in the DP for vets in November for Veterans Day. I always look forward to that one as well. And I think I usually do like a Christmas event as we get closer to the holidays. All right, where are we? Use my special drill collection. That is the next category, and I wrote down, I have a huge collection of special drills that I haven't been using. I want to focus on using what I have, thinking about choosing one kit every 3 months to jazz up. Well, I have jazzed up 2 diamond paintings this year. The first one was Queen of the Snow Fairies, and the second one was Keeper of Constellations. For Queen of the Snow Fairies, I think I used everything out of my collection. I don't know if I bought anything extra for that one. For Keeper of Constellations, I did. I ended up buying those like cosmic drills from DP with Sparklers. But since then, I have not jazzed up any diamond paintings. So I guess I need to choose one in the next couple of months. But I said one kit every 3 months, and we are ending the 6th month of the year, and I have jazzed up 2 kits. So I feel like I'm on track for that one. And that feels pretty good. I feel like that's the only one so far that I have actually succeeded with. So we have a win. Yay. Definitely still something that I need to focus on. Honestly, it kind of escapes my mind, especially when I get towards the end of the month where I'm like very much trying to put my head down and get my kit done. It doesn't always come to the forefront of my mind to make sure that I'm adding special drills, which is interesting because when I unbox my diamond paintings, not always, a lot of the times I say to you guys, oh, if I work on this one, or when I work on this one, I would add this, or maybe I would add that. But when it comes time to work on the kit, I always forget. So something I can definitely be a little bit better about in the future. The next category is number of kits, and I said stick with 2 to 3 kits a month, which will give me somewhere between 24 to 36 finishes for the year. The majority of my finishes monthly this year have been 2. Like I mentioned, in January, I only finished 1 diamond painting, which was crazy for me. But I think I've been pretty steadily at 2 finishes. Let me double check here. So January I finished 1, February I finished 2, March I finished 2, April I finished 2, May I finished 2, and in June, little sneaky for my June finishes, I will have finished 4. So not too bad. I have finished my 4th kit already. I just haven't shared the finish with you guys yet. It kind of was I snuck that one in right at the end of the month. So at the end of June, I'm at 13 finishes, which is actually pretty low for me. And I'm just learning to be okay with that. Like, I don't have to finish the most diamond paintings. It's fine. But as somebody who has like a large stash, I put so much pressure on myself to make sure that I'm actually finishing diamond paintings. Like, my stash is very large, so it doesn't matter per se, but because honestly, if we put into context, like, oh, you finished 24 diamond paintings this year, okay, well, you still have like 250 to go. So it's like, it doesn't really matter. but in my brain, I think of it like I need to be finishing multiple kits a month to at least justify having what I have. So definitely room for improvement. But to be honest with you guys, I have definitely scaled back a little bit on diamond painting. Even more so this year than the last couple of years. I've kind of steadily decreased my finishes each year. There was one year where I had like, I don't know, I had like 40 something finishes. I was finishing like 3 to 4 kits a month, but I wasn't doing anything else. And I have definitely changed that the last couple of years. You guys know I love to read, I love to do other crafts. So not all of my time goes to diamond painting anymore, and I'm definitely seeing that reflected in my number of finishes. But I am still within my goals. 24 to 36 finishes feels good to me. If I were to finish 12 more kits, 2 more kits a month for the next 6 months, I will have, let's see if I have 13. So I'll have, what, 25 finishes. That still falls within my range, and I need to just be cool with that. And we'll see what happens. I'm not saying that's definitely going to happen. I did plan a few more than that to finish over the next few months. So hopefully I can stay on track. But if I don't, I'm still within my range, which is all that really matters. Okay, sorry for that abrupt ending there. I ran out of storage on my phone. I had forgot to delete, or not delete. Actually, yes, delete from my phone. I move my clips from my phone over to my iPad when I finish filming. And then I delete them on my iPad, but I delete them on my iPhone and keep them on my iPad. But I had forgot to delete all of last week's videos, so I ran out of storage. Anyway, I took the opportunity to transfer today's clips to my iPad. And while I was waiting for that to happen, I did go ahead and continue kitting up just so I don't have to keep you guys here too long. I only ended up getting a couple of colors done anyway, so you didn't miss much. But I think I was on my final bucket list item, which is my no buy / low buy. So I did pull up my 2025 purchases, and for my 3 months of a no buy, it looks like I am 2 months on the list. So I have to have 1 more month in 2025 to have that checked off. So I did not buy anything diamond painting related in January or in April. And I would say I need to write down what I bought in June, because I really don't. Oh no, June wouldn't count. Actually, yeah, the 7th anniversary sale was in May. Have I bought anything in June? So for a low buy, I'm going to count February. I picked up a kit from Michaels, and I picked up a small order from DP with Sparklers. So I'm going to consider that a low buy. In March, I picked up 2 kits, Friends from Above and Hades and Persephone, but I did not buy any other accessories. So I think I'm going to consider that a low buy month, I think. Let me know what you guys think, if that counts or not. And then I don't know that I've bought anything in June. You guys are going to have to come back for my month in review, which will be, I think, Wednesday's video. I don't think I bought anything in June. So I might be 3 for 3 months of my no buy in the first half of the year. That's like unheard of. So if it's not a no buy, it's definitely a low buy. So I think I'm going to be checking off either 3 months of a no buy or 3 months of a low buy before the end of this year, which is fabulous. That means I only need 1 more month of either one. So we'll see how that shakes out. I'm actually pretty happy with that. I know that I hadn't purchased a ton, but I did do some damage in May at the 7th anniversary sale. Okay. we still have like half of this diamond painting to get up, and I don't have anything else to talk about. So I don't know. I know people get very upset when I finish kitting up off camera, but I literally have nothing else to talk to you guys about. I guess I could talk to you guys about the books that I read, which is something that I had talked about doing with you guys, but I'm filming this before June ends, so I will probably finish one more book. I have not created my July TBR yet, so I cannot share a TBR because I don't have one. But I guess I can do the books that I read. So at this point, if you are not interested in hearing about books or books that I read in the month of June, maybe fast forward to the last couple of minutes of this video and I will show you guys what the storage containers look like and all of that fun stuff. But I will be talking about books from this point until like the end of the video. So proceed with caution if you're not interested. If you do care what books I've read, or you're just curious, I do read mostly romance. I do enjoy romantasy, but I tend to read fantasy and fantasy romance books in fall time, fall and winter. Usually spring and summer are pretty romance heavy for me. And I think that's all I've read this month. So let's do it. 2025 books read. June. 2, 4, 6. I only read 8 books this month. I feel like I could probably fit in a 9th. I will probably listen to an audiobook at work tomorrow, which will be Monday, the last day of the month. So I will probably squeeze in a 9th book, but for this purpose, we will talk about 8 books that I read this month. I did pretty well on my TBR. I think I read all but 2 of the books, which is decent. And let's just go through them. So the first book that I read, also I will say, I did not read a ton because I was deep in the trenches of the Karen Reed trial. I know I've talked about that a few times with you guys, and that just was taking up my day. I was watching live trial at work. I was watching it when I got home from work. I was watching legal commentary, talking about it after the trial was done for the day. So I just wasn't reading very much. I wouldn't say that I'm necessarily in a slump. It was more so just that my reading time was taken up by something else that I also enjoy, and that is live trial. So the first book that I read this month was Say You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez. This is Abby's most recent release. I love Abby Jimenez. I have read almost everything that she's put out. I have not read her first, like, interconnected standalone set. I can't remember the names of them. I own them. I just haven't read them yet. But all of her recent stuff within the last, like, 2 to 3 years, I have read. I liked this book. I gave it 4.5 stars. The main male character is a veterinarian, and the main female character, she finds a cat like randomly, and she rushes into the emergency vet, and the guy says like, you're not going to be able to save her, like just let her go. And the woman is like, yeah, no, I'm not doing that. And she raises money through like a GoFundMe kind of to get the money the cat needs for surgery. And she kind of like, you know, puts it back in his face. Like, you said I couldn't do it and I did, type of thing. And then they go on a date and she ends up leaving her area. This is not a spoiler. Somebody in her life suffers from dementia. So she is leaving to move back home to take care of this person. And they have like the best date ever and they just can't let each other go, type of thing. So it was definitely like more of a deeper romance. My grandfather had dementia before he passed away. So, you know, if you have experienced that in your life, it kind of hits home. The main male character was fabulous. I loved him. He was just like, I'm gonna do whatever I need to do to see this woman. And they go to like an escape room, and they have this like really fun date that neither of them can forget. And you just follow them through like the long distance and the trials and tribulations of a relationship. And I think one of the things that I really enjoy about Abby Jimenez is that she writes about adults. And I don't mean like a lot of romance books where it's like the female main character is like 22 and she's like this gorgeous, perfect, you know, heroine. And you're like, come on. I'm 34 years old personally, and I like to read about people that are in and around my age that have been through life, and I feel like Abby Jimenez does that really, really well. So if you're a little bit older than like contemporary romance age, but you still want all those feels, I would definitely check out Abby Jimenez. She does have, I wouldn't say that she's like super spicy. She's definitely not closed door, so you do like, you know what's going on, but it's not like in your face super spicy scenes if you're not into that. So definitely recommend Abby Jimenez, all of her books really, and I liked this one quite a bit. There was a little bit of a connection to, which other book did this connect to? I can't remember now. There was a cameo from somebody from one of her other books, but now I can't remember. I read it so long ago. Then I read A Claim of Fortune by J. Min Eve. I read this one on Kindle Unlimited. I don't own a copy of this book. This is a random series that I found on Kindle Unlimited earlier this year, and I binged the first 2 books. They are like shifter people. Like it's a shifter romance, which isn't my usual go-to, but I enjoyed the first 2 books, so of course I wanted to just keep going with the series. I ended up giving this one 3.5 stars. It wasn't my favorite in the series. The main female character is an Omega who was raised to believe that like your alpha pack, all they want to do is take from you. Like there's no love. And she finds her mated pack in the first book and she's very hesitant. And then in the second book, she's connected with a couple of her pack mates, but not all of them. And then in this book, she is connected with another one. So it's a shifter romance. I would say it's why I choose, but it's really not, because she's not in a relationship with like all of them at this point. And there are definitely spicy scenes, so keep that in mind. I know I just said that I wasn't super into shifter romances, but then I went into Power Shift by Hannah Cohen. This was another Fated Mates shifter romance pack Omega thing. This one I gave 3 stars. It wasn't bad. It's just not really my cup of tea. I had been seeing stuff from this from this author that I had been interested in. That one was on Kindle Unlimited, so I picked it up, and I could have gone without. It definitely wasn't a need for me. She's mated to 4 players on a hockey team, and she's an Omega, and she's mated with 2 alphas and what's the lesser than an alpha? She's an Omega, an alpha, and a beta? I think it's beta. It was fine. I didn't really take anything away from it. I was kind of like, okay, whatever. Move on. So do with that information what you will. Okay, 3328. There are still so many colors. It is almost 8 o'clock at night, and I am not done kitting up this diamond painting, and I still need to take a shower. Oh my gosh. Yikes. If I do not finish this by the time I have gone through all of the books that I read, I will be finishing this off camera, and I will come back to you guys when it's completed. But we'll see how far I can get. We're also getting very close to the end of our Elizabeth Ward set, so I will need to move into the second one pretty soon, I fear. Okay. Next up. Come on. Okay, next I read Home Run by Lulu Moore. This, I believe, is the final book in her New York Lions series, which is a sports romance. It is a baseball romance. And this one was a surprise pregnancy, like unexpected pregnancy trope. And I don't mind that when it's done right. And we've kind of been getting crumbs from this couple through all 4 of the books before. Like, this man is obsessed with her, and he thinks it's like the greatest day of his life when he finds out that they're going to have a baby together, and it's cute. It wasn't my favorite one in the series. I ended up giving it 3.5 stars. The first book in the series, The Third Baseman, is still my absolute favorite. The main character in that one is Jupiter Reeves, which I read that well over a year ago at this point, and I still know the main character's name. That's how you know that I very much enjoyed that book. And he does make a little cameo in book 5, and it was adorable, and I loved him. But the book as a whole wasn't my favorite. I feel like, unfortunately for me, this series has kind of gone down with each book, as opposed to usually with big series. It's like the first book is kind of mid, and then it just gets better and better and better. Unfortunately, I feel like it was the other way for this particular series. But I love Lulu Moore. She has a new series that she's starting, and I'm very excited to read that. You actually kind of get... There's a link between this series and the next one that you find out towards the end of book 5. It is a sibling of one of the characters in the New York Lions that is going to cross over into the next series, so I'm excited for that. I love like little connections like that in books. It just makes me very excited to read them, and I can't wait to pick up her next book. Okay, 3607. I'm going to trade these out for some small ones. There we go. Okay, then I read One Golden Summer by Carly Fortune. This was a 5-star for me. This was my first 5-star since January, I think. Yeah, I haven't had a 5-star since January 27th. And on June 18th, I gave One Golden Summer 5 stars by Carly Fortune. I loved this book. This one, so I don't love second chance romance, but this one kind of does it in a weird way. Like, these two people were in this vacation lake. I think it's a lake. It's in Canada, so I'm not really familiar with the with that area, geographical location. And she is a photographer, and she saw this man and his 2 friends on a boat, and she took this really famous photo the summer that she was like 15, and it ends up being the guy that she falls in love with is the guy from the boat. And it's just really, it was a really beautiful book. Her grandmother has, I think, hip surgery, and she takes her grandmother to this vacation spot where they used to go when she was younger while her grandmother heals, and she meets this man who she was like obsessed with when she was a kid, but she didn't know who it actually was. And it's just another one of those kind of, they're a little bit older. The guy is going through something through the book, but he's trying to keep it a secret and keep his distance from her. And it's just, it was a great book. I love Carly Fortune. I have read everything that she has written, and One Golden Summer was so good. I actually listened to the audiobook, and the audiobook was fantastic. If you have Everend, which is an audiobook streaming service that I love. I would highly recommend picking it up in audiobook format if that's your style, and I really, really, really liked it. I mean, I feel like my first 5 stars since the end of January in the middle of June is hopefully an indication of how much I did enjoy that book. And I recommend anything that Carly Fortune has written. I think this is her 4th book, if I'm not mistaken, and they just keep getting better. Okay, 3765. I need some more dryer sheet cubes. Whoops. So let's do some more of these. We're kind of getting there, but there's also still a ton. There's still a ton going on here. So I'm just going to quickly get us some dryer sheets so we can keep up the pace. Not my best cutting job, let's be honest, but that's okay. Whoops. Really not my best. Okay, let's get these somewhat even. Whoops. Okay, there we go. My chair got all messed up because I stood up. Ay, ay, ay. All right, 3765. Do I think I can fit this in a small container? I think I'll risk it and we'll see what happens. I think so. I think I can make that work. Oh yeah, not too bad. Okay, so after One Golden Summer, which again, please go read. It was so good. And let me, if you decide to read it, let me know if you liked it or not. After that, I read Through the Dust by Amber Palmer. This is a second book in a series, and we kind of see this relationship happen in book 1, which was, what was book 1? Book 1 was Between the Pines, I think. Between the Pines? Is that right? Hold on, I read it earlier this year. When did I read it though? April? March? Yeah, Between the Pines. I was right. I read it in February. We see the start, kind of like as it's happening, we see little pieces of this relationship. It's an age gap. It's a boss's daughter. That type of trope, if you're into that, which I am. I love age gap. I love, you guys know I love like cowboy romances. And the guy character in this one is the head like ranch hand at her father's ranch. And her father, you find out in book 1, has kind of been going through some health stuff. So is basically like preparing to pass the ranch on. I realized the way I said that made it sound like preparing to pass away, which actually isn't wrong, but that has not happened. And this guy, I can't remember his name, which is not great because I loved him. What was his name? Hold on. I'm going to look it up and it's going to be like the easiest name. What was your name, sir? Your name is, it's not Bo. Through the Dust. Her name is Bishop. His name is Bishop. Her name is Lennox. His name is Bishop. He basically had like nothing, and Lennox's father, who owns the ranch, like gave him a job and saved his life type of thing. So he very much feels like he cannot betray this man, and he thinks that by getting with his daughter, it's like the ultimate betrayal. And she has a thing for him, and you know, they're kind of like mildly enemies to lovers, because Lennox is the daughter who really enjoys the ranch and wants to be the one that is like it's passed down to, but she thinks that she'll be looked over and it will go to Bishop instead. So they kind of have this like little rivalry type of thing, and I really did enjoy it. I gave it 4 stars, and the 3rd book from the series comes out later this year, which I'm very much looking forward to. Definitely pick that up if you're into cowboy romances and all that stuff. I think this is Amber's just her 2nd book, and I was really impressed with book 1 in this series. So I'm excited to see how her books improve now that she's, you know, 2 books in. Okay, we're in the 38s, which is saying something because these are all 3,800 colors, so we're kind of getting there. After Through the Dust, I did Problematic Summer Romance by Ali Hazelwood. This one was so close to a 5-star to me. It was a 4.5, and I feel like if I hadn't have read One Golden Summer, I feel like it might have been a 5-star, but after reading One Golden Summer, it just didn't reach that for me. So it was a 4.5 star. It is an age gap. It's age gap and brother's best friend. So what was her name? Why can't I remember anybody's names? Her name is Maya, and his name is Connor. Maya, I don't want to give any spoilers, so I'm quickly reading this little synopsis here. Maya ends up being raised by her older brother, who's like significantly older. Something happens to their parents, and his best friends all kind of chip in. Now, she's not like a child, like a baby. She's like a teenager, or early teens maybe when this happens. So his best friends kind of chip in and help get her to school and get her to functions and stuff. And she's always kind of had a crush on Connor. And they go away for her brother's wedding, and Connor is like so resistant to anything happening, but at some point he just can't take it anymore, and they get together, and I really, really loved it. I enjoy Ali Hazelwood, her newer work. I wasn't really into like her STEM romances, but her newer work has been really good, and I've enjoyed it quite a bit, and this one was no different. Definitely enjoyed it if you're looking for a summer read. Problematic summer romance might do it for you. I liked it. Okay, we're on our last full strip of colors here. I cannot believe how many colors are in this diamond painting. What have I done? Dear Lord. Okay, 3808. I think I have just one more read to talk to you guys about. Excuse me, I'm so sorry for burping. Okay, one more read. So let me go back to my spreadsheet. And that is Heathen and Honeysuckle by Sarah A. Bailey. I just read this book and I don't remember anything about it. I think it's second chance romance, which is probably why I don't remember anything. I do not love second chance romance. It pisses me off most of the time. Because it's always something so stupid that prevents these people from being together. And it's like, if you had just freaking spoke to each other, you'd probably have 10 years under your belt in your relationship. Instead, you're like back at square one, and it's so annoying to me. Is that what it is? Is this second chance? Let's see. Yeah, it is. It is. Yep, she leaves. She doesn't tell him why she leaves. And also, something happens in this book that I personally did not see a trigger warning for. And I'm not somebody, like, I'm not scared of your book, right? Like, I don't need your trigger warnings. But I always kind of glance at them because I do have personal trauma. If you guys are new here, I have experienced 2 miscarriages, and it is not something that I enjoy reading about. And spoiler alert, that happens in this book. Sorry to ruin it for you, but I feel like it should be known. It ends up, something comes out later in the book that something happened when she left town. And, you know, I could be wrong. I could have just missed the trigger warning for it, but I just don't. It pisses me off when that stuff is just thrown into a book. I apologize for swearing multiple times in the last 5 minutes, but that stuff is, that's just such a sensitive thing. And when it's just thrown into a book without any warning, it annoys me. Again, I could have missed the trigger warning. I did not see it. So that automatically was kind of like, yeah, you ticked me off there. Please don't do that. And the way that it happened was like very traumatic. And I was listening to the audiobook at work, and I automatically picked up on where this was going when she's like, I have to tell you something and you're never going to forgive me. And I'm like, this bitch. Sorry. But I'm like, please don't do this to me. Like, I'm sitting at work. Please don't do this. And sure enough, that is what happened. And of course, it's sad. And I felt for the character. But she kept it from this man for like 12 years or something. And I don't like, it's just selfish to me, and I don't like it. And I feel like as somebody who has been through that, not in the way that it happens to this woman in the book, but as somebody who's been through it, it's just like, why was that the thing that had to have happened? So I didn't love that. That was kind of an automatic little deduction for me. But also it being second chance romance just isn't my favorite. But I have heard that the rest of the series is really, really good. And obviously I want to read that. So I had to read the first book to kind of get through it. And I'm hoping that the rest of the series kind of lives up to the hype. Unfortunately, that is the only book in the series that has an audiobook right now. So I don't know when I'm going to get to the rest of the series, but we'll see. So those are the books that I read this month. I think this is the least amount of books that I have read in a month so far this year. I'm not too upset about it. Now that the Karen Reed trial is over, I feel like I'll be right back to my higher number. But Brian Koberger starts later this year, so we'll see what happens. My throat is killing me right now. So I'm going to take a little pause here. I'm going to take a drink. I'm going to keep going. I think I will finish the regular drills and I'll come back with you guys and we will kit up the specials just so I can show you what they are. And then we will be almost done, thank God, with kitting up this kit. So I'll be back in just a little bit for you guys, but I'm going to take a few minutes to get sorted before I come back. All right, everybody, I'm back. You guys really only missed like maybe 10 regular drills, but I'm back to do the specials with you guys. So we have 2 ABs. Uh-oh. Am I missing a fairy dust? No, I'm not. Okay, sorry. 2 ABs and 3 fairy dust drills. I thought I had 4 fairy dust drills. And then we will be all set with this diamond painting. Ugh, it's been such a big one to kit up. So I couldn't find any of the second size containers. So these are going to be a little bit too big, but we're just going to deal. I'm already in a second tray, so it doesn't really matter. I don't need to save space anymore, so we're just gonna go with it. So our first AB is 741, which is a very bright orange. And then we have AB 807. I do still have some of the small. Oh, shoot. Gosh darn it, Laura. There's only a couple. This is the size that I was talking about, but that's okay. I do have some more of the little ones. So I will use that for 807. Pour you in. And then we have our fairy dust drills. So 606, I will use one of these smaller containers. Oops, I forgot to trim. 606. Really pretty, like bright orangey, kind of coral red color. And then we have our yellow fairy dust, which is a favorite for sure. Trim off the number here. And then we have made it to our final color. Woohoo! Which will be 3849. I'll use another small one. And trim that off. And that is 87 colors kitted up for this diamond painting, which is wild. This is only a 50.6 centimeter by 76 centimeter diamond painting. So I feel like we're gonna have our fair share of confetti for this one. So this is where we're at container wise. We have this not even halfway filled tray, and then we have this full tray. Now, I have a question for you guys. I have seen the Elizabeth Ward, not her brand, but the Elizabeth Ward containers, but I've seen them in like little, like rectangle, like maybe like half, but they lay this way. So it's like half like this. Where do you get those? I do not personally like to shop on AliExpress or Temu, and I feel like that's what you guys are going to tell me. I'll try to put a picture up here so you guys know what I'm talking about. But if you have purchased those half trays before, please let me know where you've gotten them. Like I just mentioned, I don't personally shop on AliExpress or Temu. I have kind of tried to find them on Amazon, but I don't exactly know what to call them. So if you guys have found them on a different site, please let me know. I would love to pick some up, because in this case, like, this is all I have in this tray, and I barely used anything larger here. Does this fit here? No, I barely used anything larger than the smallest container. Like, we have just a few of the next size up, but pretty much everything has been the smallest size, so I can't even make it fit. So I don't know, I might just put these in a different type of container since we are going to camp this weekend. I could also just put all of my accessories and everything in here and just call it a day and take both trays. I don't quite know what I'm going to do there just yet, but if you have seen those smaller containers and know where I can pick them up, please let me know in the comments. I would very much appreciate it. But it is now after 8 p.m. on a Sunday and I need to take a shower and get ready to go to work tomorrow. So I'm going to go ahead and end this kitten chat here. I know it's been a long one. Sorry for that. Also, I know we covered a lot. We did the mid-year freakout tag. We did the mid-year check-in for my diamond painting bucket list. We talked about the books that I read in June. It's been a wild one. I will touch base with you guys about the books that I plan to read in July, probably in next week's either whip and chat or kitten chat. I don't know. Probably a whip and chat. I think this kit's going to take me a bit of time. I haven't made my TBR for July, so I have no idea what I'm going to read. So I'll come back to you guys with that. As far as other videos this week, I don't know. I don't remember what's on the docket. I feel like Wednesday will be my month in review for June, where I'll show you guys the kits that I finished. We'll talk about what I want to work on in July, and then I think I'll have a post review for you guys on Friday. I don't know if there'll be any extra videos this week since we are going away for a long weekend, but I'll see what I can do. So I'm going to end it there. Sorry for the rambly little outro there, but thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you have worked on this kit yet. Again, this is Colorful Sailboats by Peggy Collins. It is from Diamond Art Club. It is a 50.6 by 76 centimeter round drill diamond paintings, and diamond painting, and we just kitted up 87 colors, mostly together. You guys missed a few, but that's going to do it for today. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!